All variances granted tonight will expire if the building permit, zoning permit, or occupancy permit is not applied for within 1 year of the granting of the variance. No new applications will begin after 10 o'clock, and the meeting will adjourn promptly at 11 p.m. Any application may be discussed at the next agenda meeting. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Almeida?
Here.
Mr. Jimenez? Mr. Policastro?
Here.
Mr. Scaturo?
Here.
Ms. Millette? Mr. Vacalagada?
Here.
Ms. Musleh?
Here.
Mr. Wright?
Here.
Mr. Hyman?
Here. The first thing we have on our agenda tonight is a memorialization. This is for Paul Scala, 672 Livingston Avenue. This was regarding Block 104, Lot 1, and it was a use and bulk variance to construct a 185.7 square foot rear yard addition to the rear of the existing single-family apartments, and also a 40.4 square foot covered porch. The existing barber shop in the front of the residential portion of the building will remain, and adding an addition and porch is an expansion of a non-conforming use. This was in a C1 neighborhood commercial zone district. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good with that. All right, so can I get a roll call, please?
Well, someone's got to make a motion to memorialize.
I make a motion to memorialize.
Motion, okay.
Is there a
Any
second?
Second.
That's Joe. Okay, can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Almeida?
Yes.
Mr. Policastro?
Yes.
Mr. Scaturo?
Yes.
Ms. Musleh?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Hyman?
Yes. All right, our new application for the night is 1313 Aaron Road, LLC. The address is 1313 Aaron Road. This is regarding Block 4.36, Lot 1. It's a bulk variance to construct a 1,519 square foot one-story addition to the existing residential memory care home to the rear of the home, which will include 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a nursing medication station, a physical therapy room, and a recreation room, making a total bedrooms of 13. And this is an R6 residential zone district. I know that Mr. Pincus isn't here. Are you representing tonight? Yes. Good evening. How are you?
Probably right here.
Right there is usually good.
Everything we had to get.
I have this if you want to use it too. There you go.
Is it working? Now
There
we
you go. Yep. I don't know if that one's working too. If you press a button, you'll see a green light come on.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So you should be good.
Let's see if this works. Does that work? Okay. Thank you for your time this evening. My name's Heather Aronson. I'm with the firm of Pickus & Aronson. We're here tonight to advance the application of 13 Aaron Road, LLC. The subject premises, as you said, is 13 Aaron Road in North Brunswick, designated as Lot 1, Block 4.36. Property is located in an R6 zone. Our application is for approval to perform certain modifications to the property, including removal of an in-ground pool and the surrounding apron, as well as creation of an addition onto the existing structure. The property is anticipated it's going to be used as a memory care residence for impaired adults. So these modifications are necessary in order for that property to be used to the best of its capacity. Now, while there are existing non-conforming circumstances, because of these modifications, C variances are required. So that's really the intention of our testimony tonight. I have 2 witnesses, one being our engineer, project engineer, as well as our project architect, and Mr. Jeff Wolf is here as the manager of the LLC, should you require any testimony from him or have any questions.
Okay.
That being said, I'd like to have call Mr. John Manillo, our engineer. And Mr. Chairman, would you swear him in, please?
Yeah, I'll swear him in. Thank you. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, please state your name, spelling your last name, and professional affiliation for the record.
Sure. So legal name is Giovanni, Giovanni. Last name Manilio, Manilio. President and principal of Manterra Design, the engineering firm on this project.
All right, and is your license, engineering license, currently in good standing?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and you've testified before zoning boards and planning boards in the past?
I've testified in front of over 80 municipalities throughout the state.
Okay,
Okay.
very good. Thank you.
We'll
Thank you.
accept you. Thank you.
So I do have one exhibit I'm going to use tonight, which is pretty much a color rendition of what was submitted as part of the application. It's entitled 1313 Aaron Road Site Exhibit with today's...
Actually, it's part of the submission. Yeah, this is part of the submission.
It wasn't colored in the submission.
All right, so let's mark it A1.
A1.
A1. And then I'm going to have handouts out too as well, so if you want to take one, pass around, if we have extra for the audience as well. So I'll go briefly over what exists on the site, what's being proposed to be removed, and then what's the proposal for the application. So as mentioned earlier, the site is 1313 Aaron Road, shown in the key map on the top right in yellow as well. As you can see, it's a corner lot. It does have a corner lot line with Vetter Court, located in the R6 zone. The lot is currently undersized for that zone. 30,000 square feet is required. This lot is slightly under at 26,842 square feet, with approximate dimensions of 193 feet wide. And the depth varies. Along Vetter Court, it is about 90 feet. And then on the interior side, it's approximately 160 feet deep. Property is surrounded by residential and currently consists of an existing single-story building, which is currently utilized as a memory care facility. In addition, there is a driveway and parking area off of Aaron Road. It's hard to see on the plan, but it's right here. That extends all the way to the back. Also on the site is a slate patio. There is a pool that's not being utilized right now, some ramps and other site improvements. There are a few nonconformities. I mentioned the lot area as being one. Lot depth, 150 feet is required. Per the definition, this lot is 111 feet deep because of the odd shape of the lot. And the maximum building coverage, 15% is permitted. Currently, the lot is at 18.9%. There's no environmental constraints that we're aware of and no wetlands or flood hazard areas on the site. As part of the proposed improvements shown on the right side of the sheet is we'll eliminate the pool that's in the back, the in-ground pool, and all the equipment and aprons associated with that. The fencing as well will be removed, so that's all shown here in that pink color of all items to be removed. In addition, the slate patio is being removed in the rear, and then there's a small portion of the rear driveway that's being eliminated, and the covered porch in the back that's being eliminated. The proposal is to construct a one-story addition, shown here in the brown, which is 1,519 square feet. The architect will go in a little more detail as far as what's being proposed inside, but essentially it's 3 more bedrooms with bathrooms, a nursing station, and a recreational area. The new addition does conform with the bulk requirements, the setbacks, as far as the rear yards, side yards. It conforms with the height and the number of stories. It's only 1 story, where 2.5 stories is permitted. In addition to the small expansion, we are proposing a small expansion to the driveway parking area that's shown here in the dark gray. Since we're losing some area in the back of the pavement, we're adding some to the front to allow room to park a vehicle if need be. In the rear of the addition, we have a landing and stairs that go down to grade, and then there will be a lift as well, like a chair lift if needed as well. There's one new variance that's being sought tonight. We do have the existing variances that are remaining, the lot areas and the lot depth, and that is the building coverage. So like I mentioned earlier, 15% is permitted. currently on the site is 18.9%, which equates to 5,073 square feet. And this proposal will bring it up to 23.3%, or 6,264 square feet. Now, we do understand that we're over on the building coverage. It's been over pre-existing, but the way we look at it, if this was a two-story facility, you're allowed to have 2 stories with the building coverage permitted on the site of about 4,000 square feet per floor, so almost 8,000 square feet of floor area. So it's not like we have a structure that has a lot of floor area that's bigger than most of the structures in the R6 zone. It would conform with the floor area. The only problem is, given that the use is memory care, it makes sense to have everything on one floor, one for mobility purposes, 2, if there ever is an emergency and EMS or fire has to come in, it's easier to deal with it on a single story than 2 stories. Additionally, we're actually decreasing the impervious on the site. So even though we're over on building coverage, we're actually under on lot coverage, and we're reducing the lot coverage by about 1,250 square feet from what's there today. And that's due to removal of the patio, the pool, and all the improvements associated with the pool as well. And that concludes my testimony.
I would just have a couple of follow-ups
Sure.
for him to answer. Given the angled shape of the property, does that allow us or the applicant to fully utilize the property without the variance?
No, so you do have that angle on the left side that's on the federal court side that kind of limits where the building could go and the additions and where the improvements could go. And you do have a smaller lot.
So it would be more beneficial deviating from the existing ordinance, and that outweighs the detriments?
Correct. This could be fully conforming if it was 2 stories, but again, I believe the point of the building coverage is to prevent the massing on a lot. Given that this is an existing, building, really you're not going to see this extra massing. It's going to be on the rear portion. It conforms with the setbacks. If we were to go up on a second story, I think that would be more detrimental as far as zoning-wise, as a substantial massing from the street.
And now, in approving the application, would that create any detriment?
I don't believe so, no.
Water flow, because I know a lot of people are concerned about that. The addition, would that create any sort of water flow for neighboring properties?
No, so that will all be captured on roof leaders. We could direct that away from the neighbors and direct that to the front. And again, we are reducing impervious on the site, so in actuality, we should be reducing the flow coming off the site.
Okay. We have nothing further, so unless the board has specific questions.
Sure, thank you. Anybody have any questions for this applicant? Larry?
Yeah, just a couple of questions. Mr. Manillo, I assume that there's no available land, contiguous land, to abate this variance. Am I correct?
That is correct.
In fact, I guess if you were to do that, you might make other lots non-conforming as well.
That is correct.
And from a streetscape viewpoint, I think I heard you testify, but is this addition going to be visible from Aaron Road?
No, it's not
It's
visible.
going to be shielded by the house?
Correct.
All right. All right, and the downspouts, you'll agree that on this addition, the downspouts will be directed to provide any sheet flow back out towards Aaron Road where it presently goes?
Yes, we're good with that condition.
Okay.
Yes.
I have nothing further.
Anybody else have questions? I have 2 quick questions for you. You mentioned EMS and emergency services. So will this addition to the property make it easier for EMS to come in for the residents that are staying there? Does it change the way emergency services could get in, be it either ambulance or fire? Does that change how it's constructed?
Yeah, so I could answer, I guess, from the site aspect.
Sure.
I'm not sure about the internal circulation. But from the site perspective, yes, because in the rear of the existing building is the pool and the patio, a lot of obstructions. With getting rid of that right now, that whole back area is open. So that does allow more flexibility for entrance into the facility.
Okay.
And we are going to have, like I said, another egress on the left side with a chairlift as well. So yes, so this will be more open as far as the site standpoint.
Okay, and then just with the addition, God forbid, if there was any type of fire emergency, exiting, the residents that are there could exit easy out the back of the property instead of the front?
Yeah, they go either the front or the back.
Okay.
This one, yeah.
All right, that's good, thank you. Anybody else? No? All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, he's got a question.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
How many residents do you have right now, or how many are you planning on having in the future?
That would be a question for our applicant. Would you like me to have him sworn
Okay.
in now, or we can,
Yeah, we can wait.
No, we'll ask the applicant. Thank you.
if there is nothing further for the engineer? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Folks, we're going to go to a public portion after everybody testifies for the applicant, and then I'll open it up to the public.
I'd like to call Eamon Sebra, our project architect.
Sir, if you could do the same thing when you set up, if you could just get sworn in.
Sir, please raise your right hand. Thank you. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Please state your name, spelling your last name, and professional affiliation for the record.
Sure. First name is Ayman, A-Y-M-A-N. Last name is Cedra, S-C-E-D-R-A. I am with AS Architecture Design, replacing Paolo for today. I am a licensed architect. My license in a good standing, and I testified in many boards in New Jersey.
All right, good. Yeah, we can approve your, thank you.
Yeah.
You could begin.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to walk you through the architectural plans for this project. This drawing here, A100, you have this exhibit. It shows the front of the building. And as you will see, this is expanded ranch with brick facade and shingle roofs. The height of the building, this is one-story building, so the height is not very high. It's 22.94 feet. Okay. We are proposing a rear addition. Here, if you look at the gray area presents the existing building, and the area with the diagonal line, that's the addition. The addition is 1,519 square feet, and the existing first floor is approximately 3,984. The next sheet, A200, this is the floor plan for this facility. The area where I have the dark solid lines, that's the addition, and the area with the double lines, that's the existing building. This facility consists of, the existing one consists of 11 bedrooms. Also, we have bathrooms and a kitchen area to supplement those bedrooms. Also, this is the main entrance here where we enter to a big living area. The addition, as we know, it's going to be at the back of the property. The addition will host 3 bedrooms with their own bathrooms. All the bathrooms and all the bedrooms, they're ADA accessible. And also, we're going to have a nurse station and a physical therapy room. And on the left side here, we're going to have a new recreational area. We're adding one more exit to this building at the left side with the stairs that walks down to grade. And this will give us 2 exits for the building. And also, we are proposing a lift on the side of this stair to get people up quickly to this side. The building, as you see, whatever we're proposing is fully accessible. We have the handicap accessible guide here to show you. All the bathroom handicap access. The main building also is accessible, except maybe for the bathroom, not fully accessible on the existing side. We have a Bilco door here on the back side. that's coming from the basement. The next sheet shows this is the front, the top view is the front elevation. As we see, we have all brick at the first floor, and we have shingle roofs at the second floor. All this exists, nothing new here. And the rear elevation shows the addition. We're using hardy boards for the addition, and we're going to use the same type of roof, asphalt shingles. And this one-story addition is going to be built on a crawl space. There is no basement under it. The next sheet shows the side elevations. Again, for the addition, we're using hardy lap siding. And what you see here is the existing brick or existing facade with the brick. We did use a gable roof here instead of the hip roof, just so we can provide a better ventilation to the attic space through the gable ends. So the accurate design of the building component and the nice one-story building gives it its unique presence in this neighborhood, and it improves the aesthetic appearance of the neighborhood.
Would you say that it fits in with the existing neighborhood, though?
Correct.
Do you have an opinion as to how the addition, the construction, would affect neighboring property values?
I think it will increase the neighboring property value.
Can I just have order, please? You can reserve your comments until we open up to the public.
Well, that is all we have for now, so unless the board has specific questions.
Anybody from the board have questions?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, just one question. How many total bedrooms will be in the,
The existing site shows 11 bedrooms and then 3 on the new site, so a total of 14 bedrooms.
so it's, because I think the application may have said 13, but it's 14 bedrooms, right? Okay.
Unless if one bedroom, maybe it's used for a different use, but that's what shows here on the
All right,
plan.
no problem. Thank you.
I do have a question. Previous testimony said that you will not be able to see any of the addition from the front of the house. But when I'm looking at A300, it seems, the top photo, it seems that there is a bump out. So if I am looking at the front of the house to the right side, it's going, so is that just from a drawing, or is that what
It's
somebody?
set back, far back, on the back line of the addition, like it's... This is 37 feet, and most likely this is maybe like 5 feet. So I would say this wall is going back about 30 feet before the addition starts. It will be partially visible from the street, just this part, the 12 feet.
All right,
of
so you
length.
will see a little bit part of it. So the testimony that you had, is the existing, or is the new addition going to match the existing look of the house? So if I'm standing on the street looking at the house, is it going to be looking like it's an addition, or is everything going to conform to the same?
It will conform to the same building.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it won't be two different looks of like the house, like one isn't brown and the other isn't blue.
No, I can maybe also recommend to the owner to dress up this wall with brick only, so it will be exactly the same. It's not gonna, it will blend in.
Okay, if we do approve it, that would be something that I would like to see, that it doesn't look like it's an addition or it's two different looking buildings.
Definitely once we put brick on that part of the wall, it will blend in with the building because the whole building is brick.
What was the facade? That was the intent?
Hardy lap siding. That's what we're using. But this small part can be but just changed to brick.
And you'd be okay with just the front being brick?
What I would just like to see is that if it is approved, that it looks like it's one
Yeah.
continuous building and not two separate. I've seen places that you have an addition and it matches nothing like the existing, and so could be somewhat not unsightly, but looks like it's off.
Yeah.
The other thing, maybe if you could put some landscaping
Sure.
in the front there also, just so it's not overly visible for somebody walking by.
Sure.
What-
Any other questions? Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, what exactly would be in that front portion right in front of it? If it was not landscaping, what was the plan?
Here,
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
on the exterior.
we're just going to put brick and maybe some landscaping
Okay.
just to cover this.
And then the driveway extends to the street?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just address that part up.
just to just that part.
Anybody else have any questions? Go ahead, Sal.
This is for Ms. Aronson. There's an old resolution that shows that there's a deed of easement between 5 Vetter Court and 1313. I just wanted to get put on the record that that's going to be removed.
Correct. The pool, the surrounding apron concrete, that would all be removed, without a doubt, without question.
Great, thanks.
So with the removal of the pool then, is there going to be other landscape or more greenery around the property that you're going to be adding on? Or is it just the removal of the pool, the addition, and nothing else?
Thank
The engineers
John.
have to answer.
Yeah.
I could probably answer that. So the plan was to do lawn in that rear area, so grass, more grass, and then a new fence would be put along the property line to match the rest of the fence on the property as a buffer to the neighbor to the rear.
Good.
Mr. Manillo, while you're there, let me ask you another question.
Sure.
On the side of the addition, on the right side, is there an area where you could add landscaping on the side of that house?
On the new addition, yes, we'll add landscaping to buffer.
You could add landscaping as well on the side of the new addition?
Correct.
All right. So in the side and in
And
the
the
front
front,
as well?
yes.
Okay, that's fine.
No
Okay,
problem.
Thank you.
Just to clarify, the side setback, it would not be violated, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So that, again, if it was approved, that would be a condition that I would ask for, that everything is conforming to the existing that it looks like, and then you would spruce it up with landscaping, greenery to improve the look around the side and the front.
Question.
Yes, go ahead.
How many parking spots do you have right now? And are you planning on increasing any more parking spots, or that's it? I know people here don't drive. I understand that, but how many parking spots do you have at this point?
Yeah, so right now, nothing is delineated out at the site. There's no striping, so people park where they want. So it's hard to say how many spaces there are. We are showing 4 spaces. I believe we're not going to stripe them as well, but we're showing that there's availability for at least 4 parking spaces. And then maybe when the applicant or operator comes up, they could talk about, daily operations and number of vehicles they typically have. But it's mostly just staff or visitors.
We have no other witnesses unless the board would like to hear from the applicant himself.
Well, if the applicant is, I don't know if there's any, if he wants to add anything,
Sure.
come on.
If you just want to come up and you just need to be sworn in.
Mr. Wolf, thank you. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Please state your name, spelling your last name, and your affiliation with the application.
Jeffrey Wolf, W-O-L-F, and I'm one of the owners of the applicant.
Okay. Okay.
So the only thing, there was a question, so yeah, there is, it's correct, there's existing 11 bedrooms, only 10 are occupied right now, and we have an application in with the state to increase the 10 to 12 in the existing house.
All right, so you're going to have a total of 12 occupied bedrooms?
In the existing house, there's 11.
There's 11.
And there's going to be 3 in the addition, so it would be 14 bedrooms.
14 total, all right.
Yeah.
So the expectation is to have all 14 occupied.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Wolf, are those single occupancy bedrooms? Or
Yes.
They're all
I mean,
single?
they're large enough to be double, but that's not, and we certainly have with the state, we can double up.
Right.
But that's not, we haven't done that, and that's not our plan.
Okay, got it.
That's why, we're going through the cost for, 3 other bedrooms,
Okay.
single bedrooms.
All right.
And currently, how many people do you have there now, residents?
There's 10 residents now.
10 residents now, okay, thank you.
Mr. Wolf, how many employees do you have?
At the residence, there's a staff of 5.
Okay,
We maintain about a 3-to-1 staffing ratio.
okay.
One licensed CNA for every 3 residents.
All right.
About, which is pretty good in the industry.
So with the nursing station, do you foresee in that new addition, the number of staff going to increase, stay the same, or is it just going to be a disbursement of where they are in the house?
No, just the fact that there would be 3 more residents, probably another staff person. We already have a nurse that comes every day. She's got a tiny little office to operate out of. So most of the square footage of the addition is really for the existing residents, a larger common area, a physical therapy room. We have people doing physical therapy in the dining room now.
Okay.
So it's more for common area, although, obviously it's good for us to get 3 additional bedrooms.
Great. Anybody else?
One more question. So how do you manage your trash and everything? And do you have, how many?
We do at other locations, but in North Brunswick, they pick up. So we typically have 2 baskets that get brought to the curb and get brought back by our staff the same.
So with the increase in the number of bedrooms, also with number of patients, people?
Yeah, I mean, we may look into, just having a dumpster on site, something on site. What we have now is all fenced in. We built a fence around it, so it's not visible. So we could put something larger, like a dumpster in that area as well,
Okay.
if we need to.
Are there formal visiting hours, or how does that work? Anytime? Okay.
I mean, probably not after 8 o'clock, but 8 o'clock at night. But generally, I'd say we have 1 to 2 visitors a day for the 10 residents. Maybe a little bit more on the weekends, but let's say.
Okay.
And the employees are 24 hours, or how long?
Yeah, we have staff of 12-hour shifts.
12-hour shifts.
So 2 12-hour shifts, with several people at a time to maintain that ratio.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, we should do it, yeah.
So if I can, now that all your testimony is done?
Correct.
Okay,
We're all-
so if I can get a motion to the board to open to the public? Thank you.
Second.
All right, thank you. So right now, folks, I know there's a couple people in the audience that are here to speak on this application. So what I'm going to do is ask that just raise your hand. You'll come up to the podium one at a time. You'll be asked to give your name and your address, be sworn in, and then please give your statement or whatever questions that you have, and we'll take it one at a time. So the first person that would like to come up, just come on up to the front. Sir, you raised your hand first, so. So again, if you could just give your name, your address.
Yes, hello, my name is Fuad, last name is Karam, and I live at 1306 Aaron Road.
Right, all right, so I'm going to swear you in, sir, but you're going to have to talk slowly, and I want to get your name on the record. Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right.
And hold on for a sec. If your microphone may not be turned on, so we can't hear you very well. Is it green? Okay,
All right,
we're good. So if you
please,
speak
again, state your name, spell your first name, spell your last name, and your address for the record.
Yes, my name is Fuad, F-O-U-A-D, last name is Karam, K-A-R-A-M, and I live at 1306 Aaron Road.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you regarding the proposed expansion at 1313 Aaron Road. First, I want to be clear that We respect the important work that this facility and other similar facilities do for people with memory issues. As valuable service, and we recognize that the need for quality care in the community. However, I have concerns about the proposed expansion and its impact on the surrounding residential area. When many of us purchased our homes, we did so with certain expectations about the character, scale, and the density of the neighborhood. Expanding this facility by adding more rooms would increase the intensity of its use and could significantly alter the residential nature of our neighborhood. My concerns include increased traffic from employees, visitors, service providers, deliveries, emergency vehicles, additional noise and activity associated with larger operation, greater demand on parking and local infrastructure, the cumulative effect of commercial expansion within a neighborhood that's intended primarily for residential use, and then the potential impact on property value due to the changing character and the density of the area. With all due respect, the architect that was put up by the applicant, even though, I mean, to my knowledge, he's not an expert on property values, we could all see the hesitation when asked about that question.
Yeah, I will consider his testimony to not be relevant since he is not.
Even though he wasn't obviously, he was not committed to that answer, as we could all see. The issue is not about opposing the residents of the facility or the care they receive. Rather, it's about whether this particular location is appropriate for continued expansion beyond its current footprint. 15 years ago or so, when this facility was put in, we had no choice. We had to accept it. You had no input on it. The whole township had no input on it. But now, 15 years later, this is where we are. And I don't know if next year they're going to be proposing a second story. And to hear, since we're on the numbers, let me just point out, you asked how many bedrooms there are. And I think in the addition somewhere we all get lost because there's 12, they're using 11. So that means there's 12. And with the 3 more, that makes it 15, not 14 as it was put on the record. And with the gentleman pointing out that these rooms can be doubled up. So when we're at 15, without coming back to you or me or anybody else, this can become 30 people in that house. No?
The municipal land use law allows for a maximum of 15 residents. They
Okay.
can never have more than 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and just for the record as well, I think Mr. Wolf testified there are 11 bedrooms in the existing house, of which 10 are occupied, and that 3 are being proposed, which brings it to 14.
14.
okay, because there was a 12 number somewhere that I was, okay.
We have on our blueprint, we have a total of 14 bedrooms.
Okay. So I respectfully ask for the board to carefully consider the rights and the interests of the surrounding homeowners who have invested their savings and their futures in this neighborhood. The board's responsibility includes balancing the needs of a private for-profit facility, just to make sure, with the preservation of the residential character, the quality of life, and the property interest of existing residents. If the applicant believes additional capacity is needed, the board should require clear evidence that the expansion will not adversely affect neighboring properties and should consider whether alternative locations may be better suited for large operations like he's proposing. For these reasons, I request that the board deny the application as submitted or require modifications, significant modifications and conditions to protect the surrounding neighborhood. Now, outside of my notes, just from listening to what's going on here, I'd just like to point out, as being a neighbor and a very close neighbor of this property has been a nuisance since day one. It has been neglected. Okay, landscaping, you ask for more landscaping, and I understand where you're going with that to beautify the situation, but they don't take care of the existing landscaping. The neighbor right across the street had to pay his landscapers to cut down very dangerous branches of these large old trees they have in front of the house, just because he didn't want those to fall on his kids while they're playing outside. The pool that's been not being used for 15 years, if you only could see the backyard, how it was and how it is, it's just a jungle, okay? Frogs, all kinds of animals live in there, mosquitoes for the whole neighborhood. Every time we ask, we talk, nothing is being done. So I understand where you're going with this, but, being on paper is different than living there and seeing how things are. Okay? And before thank you for listening to me, but before I'm done, I'd just like to ask one question to the applicant. It seems like they have in the existing property they're running as a care for the elderly with the memory. Why there's windows that are boarded up in the back of the property?
I'm sorry, I don't,
There's
Bedroom windows that are boarded up in the back of the property.
if the applicant can answer that question.
If you can answer me that'd be great.
I cannot.
You cannot? Okay, I could tell you, but you're not aware of it?
I am not.
Okay, I have different information than that, but if you'd like to know why, it's because residents are trying to break out of that property. They are breaking windows and trying to exit the property. And the owner is very well aware of it and is very well, remember, you're still under oath, right? Just to clarify. But that is the condition that we are living in that neighborhood. And I leave it up to
I don't think we
you.
necessarily need to get involved with that. Your concerns.
Ms. Aronson, you want to respond? Sure.
Okay. I mean, there are certain things that I can respond to and certain things that the applicant can respond to. I mean, I hear the concerns about the traffic, the noise, the parking. I mean, those concerns would be the same regardless of the addition or not, because theoretically the applicant could double up the rooms, which would add people to the property, patients to the property. So all those conditions would still remain. The landscaping would all be addressed, I'm sure, and we can make that a condition of the application. Should it be approved, that it be maintained. I can say my client has only owned the property for a short period of time, so the longevity of the space as a memory care facility residence, it was not during his ownership. So if Mr. Wolf, if you want to come up and maybe address some of the other concerns.
Sir, if you want to come up, because I do have a couple of questions. So if you want to come up, if you can, yeah.
I would just say that our business and what we do is part of our lives and our residents' lives. So to me, that property is gorgeous. I'm not sure about maybe there were frogs and the pool was full before. There was a jungle before we take over, but I think it's a totally different place 2 years ago versus over the last 2 years. And we would continue to operate it the same way.
Sir, if I could just ask you, as far as the landscape goes, because I know we're not just talking about this property, but all over North Brunswick. Of course, every town wants to make sure that their property is well kept, so I'm not pointing out for you, but can you just comment on the testimony of the property being overgrown?
I think our front lawn is the nicest lawn on the block.
Okay. Yeah, as far as the
I'll
overgrown...
send you a picture of it. You want to go look at it? Take a picture.
Okay, we're not going to go back and forth.
I'm not going to argue over that.
Yeah, we're not going to go back and forth, but I could just say that
the lawn gets mowed every week.
Okay.
There were flowers planted the last 2 weeks. It's beautiful out. There's a whole garden outside. It's called Memory Care Garden.
Okay.
Mr. Wolf, before you sit down.
We would not have gone from when we took over from 2 residents to 10 and a waiting list if the place looked like that it was purported to look.
Mr. Wolf, don't leave yet. I just have another question, all right? In terms of food deliveries or any kind of deliveries, how often do they occur and at what hours?
We order from Costco down the road, so during the day, maybe one delivery every 2 to 3 days.
So you, in other words, your company provides the deliveries. You don't have a vendor come in
Oh, no. All the meals are home cooked by our staff.
Okay.
And they either go to Costco or they order it.
Okay, all right.
I do-
Just one more question, Mr. Chairman. Obviously, you're subject to the oversight of the state of New Jersey. They come out and do routine inspections,
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
and they periodic inspections.
Yes.
So if, in fact, as this gentleman indicated, and I don't know what time period he was talking about, if there were windows that were boarded up, I'm sure the state would probably require you to unboard those
Well,
to provide ventilation.
It could have been done this week. I don't know. I haven't been there this week.
All right.
Can I also ask that, it was also the testimony of the gentleman that residents are trying to break out. So with other group homes in town, I don't know of all the group homes that we have in town, but is there any protection, I don't want to say bars, but any type of blockage so somebody that wants to get out deters them, I guess, from doing so?
Sure. Well, the front door and the back door, all the exit doors have, locks.
Okay.
Combination locks that have to be keep input in to open up. The front is all gated with also a lock, a combination lock for a swing gate door. Somebody would have to know the combination. So with our staffing ratios, I don't believe we've had one incident or one complaint from the neighbors in 2 years, other than the swimming pool when we took over.
And the
I'm a
swimming
little
pool
surprised by the complaints. I apologize for the trees, but if somebody would have called us, we probably would have taken care of it right away.
All right, folks, excuse me.
We're not going back and forth.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
There is not to be any further banter between witnesses, public. Everybody will have their chance to speak. All right, so he's entitled to say what he wants. You're entitled to say what you want without interruption. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for now.
Okay.
We may ask you other questions, but for now, thank you.
Okay.
All right, next person, sir. Again, if you could just give your name, address.
My name is Fadi Shadid. I live at 5 Vetter Court.
All right, Mr. Shadid, please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Before I start, I'd like to ask the architect, if I may,
Sure.
a question.
Sure.
Sir, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Mr. Cedra? Right.
Mr. Sadran? Could you, in a scientific way, explain to me the comment you made that by building or adding an addition to this property, it'll increase the value of the homes around?
I don't think that's a scientific quantification.
What kind of...
Mr. Shadid, he's not qualified. That was a comment that he was not qualified to make.
Just a comment? Okay.
He's not a real estate appraiser. He's not a
No,
real
I just want to
estate
make
broker.
sure for someone to make a statement like that.
I understand. And the board is not going, the board will not consider that to be expert testimony.
Okay. Now, as far as the condition of the property we're speaking about, it's in terrible condition. Terrible condition. I've lived in that neighborhood for over 10 years, and from day one, the place went down as soon as it was transferred into this kind of institution. And my question is this: what kind of people live there now? Is it people who have mental issues? Is it people who have drug issues? We have families, we have, elderly that live around. This kind of establishment should not be in the middle of a, neighborhood of this scale.
Yeah, let me, Mr. Sheed, let me explain. I believe, by the way, that these are memory care patients, so they're probably elderly patients with dementia, Alzheimer's. They're not being treated for drug issues.
Anybody there that's being treated for drug issues?
I cannot disclose.
Yeah.
What kind of disclosure is that?
We're regulated by the Board of Health. I can't.
Yeah, and Mr. Sheed, let me just add something else, and I'll say it for the benefit of the board and also for the public. The New Jersey legislature, in its wisdom, has determined that these types of facilities, and they could be memory care facilities, they could be drug treatment facilities, They could be facilities for mentally disabled individuals, should be in residential areas. That's the mandate of the state of New Jersey. The state of New Jersey does not want them to be on Route 1. The state of New Jersey does not want them to be on Route 130. They want them to be in residential areas. And in fact, the North Brunswick zoning ordinance permits this particular use in every residential zone in the state of New Jersey in order to be consistent with what the legislature has said in adopting the municipal land use law.
And how do we know there aren't people who are accused or recovering rapists?
Listen, there could be a recovering rapist in your residential house with your next door neighbor. All right, and again, that is also regulated by Megan's Law and other laws that we have in the state of New Jersey. So my understanding of this facility, and I think Mr. Wolf, you can confirm this, is that these are individuals who require memory care, be it by way of dementia or Alzheimer's. Am I right? Yes. Okay. What's the average age of the patients in your facilities?
In that residence, there's 2 in their 60s and the rest in their 80s.
Okay. All right.
I just find it mind-boggling that Mr. Wolf recognizes the ages of the people who live there, but he doesn't recognize that a window is blocked in the back because somebody tried to escape the location.
Well, I could tell you right now, I'm looking at my zoning officer, and I think if that is true, we're going to investigate that because that could be a fire code issue.
Not only that, I think the state itself should come and investigate what's going on over there, first of all. Second of all, the condition of the outside. My sister has a severe reaction to poison ivy. She doesn't have to even touch the plant. She gets poison ivy every summer when she goes out there because they never clean up the yard. Like someone else said.
By the way, you next door? Is your house next door? Or
behind.
Behind it.
Is it directly behind it?
Exactly.
Directly
exactly.
behind it. Okay.
And the pool always had water in it from the rain. A mess.
That's being abandoned.
A mess. Okay. Now all these years they never tended to that, problem. Now all of a sudden they're gonna change things around. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So something has to be done. This kind of establishment really should not be in a local neighborhood. It shouldn't be. For any of you gentlemen and ladies, if you had families living in that area or within the close neighborhood, you wouldn't want it either. Let's not.
By the way, let me also explain to the board, there are different types of variances that this board can grant. What one variance is called a use variance. That would be for a use that's not permitted in the zone. For example, a commercial use, an industrial use going into a residential zone, or vice versa. This particular application does not require a use variance. All right? It requires bulk variances, and the only bulk variance that's being sought is for lot coverage. It would be similar or akin to a variance that any residential homeowner, if they were putting an expansion on their house, would be in front of this board for. So I just want the public to be aware, this is a permitted use in this zone, does not require a use variance. It requires a bulk variance for lot coverage.
Okay, another question I have, as far as the easement in the back, once they put the new fence, how far is that going to be, or what kind of setback they're going to have from the fence? And are they going to have enough setback in the back?
That we can't, if somebody can answer that question.
Yeah, just to clarify, so the setback that you're looking from is from the addition or to your property line?
From the addition to our property line.
The addition to, so that is going to be 22.5 feet, where 22.2 feet is required. So we're further away than what's required.
It's further away than it's required?
Correct.
Okay, I was under the understanding that normally it's like 25 feet as a requirement.
I believe it's 20% of the lot depth.
Yeah, so it's actually more than what's required for your
Couple of
backyard.
feet. Okay,
And I believe that fence is going to be moved onto the property line as well. So
all right. And just on final note, I think we're going to contact the state to do its job in investigating, making sure that this kind of establishment is kosher and nothing's going on in there that shouldn't be going on.
Can I ask you, in the past, though, have you come to the applicant? I know it may not have been Mr. Wolf, but in the
No,
past.
personally, I never met the applicant, but I know that the neighbors, all the neighbors were complaining. I've heard the neighbors, I spoke with the certain neighbors. They're all complaining. They're not happy with the situation. They all bought their homes according to, the original, what do you call it, the zoning, which was all residential there.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, they had this, this thing go up there, and none of them is happy about.
Well, I think my question is more around the fact that you testified that your daughter's allergic to poison ivy.
My sister.
Or your sister, sorry. So, with it overgrown and, if there's poison ivy, was it ever discussed with the owners that there was overgrown, and did
I
you?
would have to ask my sister. I never personally, brought it to anybody's attention because I heard that that's how it was. My sister would have to let me know if she.
Yeah, because I'm just interested also on if we've had any complaints from the area.
Right.
Usually when something is called in, it would come in front of either, community development or whatever the case is. So I was just wondering if it was ever addressed with the overgrown property.
No.
Not yet, so
When it's your turn to speak, you can.
you can ask. Yeah, so I'm just asking if you've ever
Yeah,
contacted. but-
personally, I
Okay.
cannot, express this concern to the owner at all.
Okay,
You know,
all right,
as a
thank
matter of
you.
fact, I've never seen the owner
Okay,
till
all right,
today.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Somebody else would like to come, sir? Again, if you could just give your name, address.
James Wood, W-O-O-D, and I'm at 3 Vitter Court. I'm right next door.
When looking at the house to the left or the right?
From my back windows or backyard, it's right across the driveway. the
Okay.
driveway.
Mr.
Thank
Wood,
you.
let me swear you in.
Sure,
Please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you.
So let me backtrack a little bit. The former owner of the house, Annie, some of you may have known him, I don't know. I still can't pronounce his last name. Okay. When he went to sell his house, well, he was a good neighbor. I vouched for him at one time when he was working on his judgeship, and when the state police came around for a background check. And when he sold the house, he basically lied to our faces. He told us that he sold the house to a family, lots of kids running around, it should be great. And he left, they moved in. Nobody had a chance or even knew it was coming to put their 2 cents in about this place. So the place moves in, it opens up. Next thing I know, there's nitrile gloves blowing onto my lawn from their garbage next door. So they either use them to wash dishes or that it was medical waste. That was, I've had run-ins with their grounds people who just insist on blowing. I have a pool, and they just insist on blowing stuff over the fence into my pool, all over the place. There is a patient now who is escorted outside almost every day when the weather's good. She's been there a few months. Somehow she manages to stand up and look over the fence, and she's looking into our yard, and she tries to engage us. I don't want to engage with one of their patients. A few years ago, a nurse or a caretaker was walking one of them around the block and there was an older woman, allowed the woman to walk up where I was washing my car and actually put her hand on me. it's, I try to be a good neighbor, but I'm kind of fed up with it. Now, you know, they don't show the houses outside of their yard. That extension, you can see part of it from Aaron Road. And when I look out my back window, I'm looking at a big, another 1,500 square feet. That's big. Some people don't have a house that big. So now that's going to be our view. Not happy about it. Also,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if we'll get into it. If this does go ahead, you know, the homeowners usually get screwed. Sorry to say. When is construction supposed to start? You know, we're going to have our summers ruined with them digging up the pool and piling up dirt, which is right next to the fence in my yard. Oh, and that side of the house comes 15 feet from the property line. It's just right on top of us. And so I'm just disgusted with the whole, you know, the place isn't going anywhere. I understand that. But, you know, to just take up another chunk of the block, it's not right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let everyone else
Let
speak.
everybody, and then you can be called back up.
May I say something? Well, this is to our attorney.
Yes.
We are the zoning board. We are here tonight to either approve or not approve an addition to already existing facility. Now, the facility is okay because it's approved by the state. As a zoning board, we cannot really deny this thing because it would be in violation of state law.
Well, I think.
We're here tonight.
Well, I think, Joe, if.
Anyway, okay, we are here tonight to decide whether we will allow this addition to one or not. I don't think we're here tonight to worry about property maintenance, filth. That goes to another area. So I think that when the public talks about that, they should talk about to the issue. We're here to decide whether they can have an addition or not. So basically, that's what I would like to hear.
Right. I think, though, that we're here solely for understanding the residents' needs and concerns.
So that came out loud and clear already.
Right. So we have no.
That's not our role.
We have no purview over the fact that it is a group home. As Larry mentioned, this is a state law. There's a statute. Right. So all we are really here for is to listen about the addition of the property.
Right.
This would be like if it was any other property.
Listen to the addition of the property.
Correct, but we're not bound to approve it. I think it's important to understand what is being built. So, but yeah, to the residents out there, we understand your concern, but once again, this is not to debate that a group home or not. It's just the fact that it is an addition, and it would be like anybody in this group wanting to put an addition onto their property.
Well, all right, folks, let me respond, all right? I'll respond to Mr. Policastro, first of all. He is correct in the sense that the only thing we're here to be judging tonight is whether or not a bulk variance for lot coverage should be granted. And the board will have to make that determination. Issues of property maintenance, the security of that house, fire issues with windows being boarded up are not within the purview of this board. They are within the purview of the fire officials in this town. They are within the purview of property maintenance, our code officials, and they are within the purview of the state of New Jersey, who does periodic and routine inspections. So, with that said, there's already been, ma'am, let me finish, please. Thank you. There have already been certain concessions made by the applicant in terms of landscaping in the front and on the side. I hear Mr. Wood has an issue with the rear of the property, and perhaps there should be additional landscaping put along that fence line so that he will not see this addition. All right, it is a one-story addition. It's not a two-story addition, so appropriate landscape buffering could also... Folks, let me finish. I don't interrupt you. I don't need anybody here to interrupt me. All right? So that's something the board could consider as well in terms of making these conditions of, if in fact the board acts favorably on this, making these conditions. All right, let's get the next speaker here.
Who would like to speak next? Sir?
Hello. My name is Marwan Shadid. I'm a neighbor there. I live three houses down.
If you could just say your name again, and then we need to be sworn
Marwan
in.
Shadid.
S-H-A-D-I-D?
C-H-E-D-I-D.
Oh, sorry. Okay. And your address?
Yes.
But you want me to swear me in or what?
Let's start again, because the acoustics in this room are terrible. Let me get your first name again.
Okay. M-A-R-O-U-N. Maroon.
Maroon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shadid?
Shadid. C-H-E-D-I-D.
Okay.
And your address?
And your address?
4 Hidden Lake Drive.
4 Hidden Lake Drive, okay.
Yeah,
Raise your right hand, Mr. Shadid. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help
I
you
do.
God? Okay, thank you.
Okay. I've been in this neighborhood for 35 years. I know it's not relevant to you, as the gentleman over there mentioned.
I know the Shadids have been in town a long time.
Yeah, but he mentioned Mr. Joseph, right, that we are here to discuss whether, the addition is going to pass.
Paula Castro that said that, but you pronounced it very well.
Oh, Joseph. Okay, you have 2 Josephs there. Okay. So anyway, although I'm not happy about this whole project, but you mentioned that this is like a resolution, if you will, that passed by the state of New Jersey, although I don't have a copy of that resolution.
It's in the municipal land use law.
Okay, so to make a long story short, the addition, the applicant, he's applying like a bite-by-bite strategy, little by little strategy. He started with something, now he wants to put another addition, which the size of the lot doesn't allow it. Okay, and maybe next year or 3 years later, he's going to come up with another plan to add a second floor over there, stating, okay, the state will allow such a use. I have, I'm sorry, I'm not happy about this addition. The lot is undersized, and I will be against it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Shadid, just to answer your question, I think, Mr. Profaci, they're limited in the number of bedrooms they can have, right?
Correct.
So
The number of residents.
Number of residents is 15. So you can't exceed 15 residents in this facility. So yes, conceivably...
But the size, we're talking about the size now.
No, I understand that, but if there's a concern about this home being expanded even further, that's doubtful. I mean...
If we do approve this application, and if it goes to the number of bedrooms, then there can be no more residents that come to this location. So they can't double it up, they can't go higher, they can't do anything.
Again, now we live day by day, right? For the present proposal, I'm against it. I cannot approve it.
Mr. Chairman, may I respond in part?
I'm sorry?
May I respond in part?
Sure.
The applicant might be able to comment on this as well, but from a second-story perspective, the use of the property wouldn't necessarily benefit from a second story because of the condition of the residence. So a second story is unlikely.
Listen, I've been around for a long time, and I went through variances for the past 49 years, 50 years here between North Brunswick and New Brunswick. And I know the tactics, I know the rules, I know everything, how it works. And I'm not comfortable with it, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any, ma'am, in the back? Sure, come on up.
Hi.
Good evening.
My name is Yasmin, Y-A-S-M-I-N-E. Last name Rifi, R-I-F as in Frank, I. And I live right across this gentleman's property. so it's 1308 Aaron Road.
Okay, if I can please swear you in?
Absolutely.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but
I
the truth.
certainly
so help you
do,
God?
sir.
Thank you. Okay.
So I moved to the neighborhood more recently, and the day I moved in, I saw this sign being put up right across from my house saying memory care. I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't planning on living across from a memory care home. I do respect, I do understand. I work in the field. The only difference is that I provide in-home care services, caregivers, to private clients. So I understand most of my clients are dementia patients. I have training in dementia, and all my caregivers have that. I respect, I encourage, I understand. Now that said, I'm living in my residence. I'm not at work. Even though I understand that this is mandated by the state, it's accepted. Like you said, there is a limit to that expansion. From what I see, I'm right across from them. There's a lot of activity going on. So adding to that will certainly increase that. I have a lot of caregivers, visitors parking out in the street in front of me because that parking lot doesn't have that much space. That's a concern. It's not about eliminating this facility. We understand, we respect, we support, but we're growing bigger. Ma'am, you just said that it would be inconvenient to add a second floor because we're talking about older patients. But a while ago, you said if we add a second floor, we would add elevators. So there is that
Just to
option.
interject, I did not say that.
What did you say then?
I didn't mention anything about adding a second floor.
So you said that there was an option of a second floor and that we can have it with an elevator, or was it the architect who said that? Somebody did say that, right? Okay, a lift or
No,
an elevator?
I think what you were speaking of, if I could just say, is were you speaking about the lift in the back to get somebody, if they needed to, into the new part? I just want to clarify that
Right.
what I understood was that in the back of the addition, that there was a lift that if they needed to get up into the residence,
Okay.
there was like a ramp or something that was manually that could lift the person.
Yeah, so on the rear door, there's a grade difference of about 3 feet, so there will be a lift there if need be.
Understand.
To go the 3 feet. So
Okay.
pretty much
So
from the floor.
there is no option of ever building a second floor whatsoever.
Again, I think it's to the point that it's the number of residents. So if we approve this addition, that would meet the maximum if they had the facility full. So even with 15 people there, they could not add anything else because that hits the number of residents that Mr. Profaci has spoken about, which is 15, correct? Okay.
So I checked on, one of those real estate websites yesterday just to get an idea of the layout of this property and the land behind it. I'm no expert in the field, but what I did see was an above view of that pool that's been mentioned quite a few times. I'm not understanding if they're advancing that way above the pool and constructing there. Their back is going to be almost glued to the neighbor's fence. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not understanding that.
I think it's 22.
It would be a backyard?
Yeah.
And that is a 22 feet?
For the sake of the record, conversations that aren't into a microphone cannot be heard or recorded.
I think
So a conversation between the two of you, while I appreciate that it may be productive, is not of any benefit to the board.
Certainly.
Yes.
Sir, if you could just testify to
Sure.
her question.
So right now, the entire pool itself is within the rear yard setback. The proposed addition is not going to go past the rear yard setback, so the addition is not going to go, into the pool at all. It's going to be on the.
So from the neighbor's fence to the new construction, what would be the space?
So I don't have the dimension to the fence because the fence is not on the property line, but from the property line to the addition, it is 22.5 feet.
Okay, that has been confirmed and all.
That's
Okay.
confirmed.
All right. My other
Correct.
concern, we already have dementia patients, which means that we are dealing with diapers, with a lot of trash and all that. Adding more and adding a dumpster, we're talking about not just general trash, we're talking about diaper trash, along other things. So we already have 11 patients, now we have 15, and we have a dumpster. We're going to put that and wait for the trash can to come and the trash day for these things to be picked up. It's kind of filthy. It's going to attract more rats, rodents. That's a big concern.
Where is the trash enclosure? Wait, the trash enclosure is on the driveway. Yeah, I don't think that's permissible.
There's no enclosure. We built a fence, and we have garbage cans.
Okay. All right.
So it's municipal garbage cans, township garbage, the blue cans? Okay.
So,
All right, there's no dumpster being proposed here. All right, fine.
but it was mentioned that a dumpster could be put in, correct?
Yeah. I can tell you that if a dumpster goes in, that's going to trigger a site plan approval. It's going to be, and we don't have dumpsters in residential properties, okay? Now, in terms of trash, is there a place where you could keep trash on the interior of this property? Fine. All right. My suggestion is that the trash be stored in the basement. Right. You know what? I'm not going to subject the residents to trash being stored outside where there could be infestation by vermin.
Right.
All right. So I would strongly suggest to the applicant that you come up with a procedure to keep your trash inside. All right. And there's not going to be a dumpster proposed here. That would require a site plan approval. And I don't think I've ever seen any residential property with a dumpster.
I think if it's the concern of the residents that there's more trash, then we're looking for a way to remediate that problem. And so if the trash is kept inside or in a place where it's secured, then anybody in this room or anybody in the surrounding houses don't have to be subject. So that should remediate that concern for you. But I do have a question for you. A lot of the residents have been asking about the pool. So can you just repeat again what is happening with the existing pool? Is it going to be removed? Is it going to be covered? Is it going to stay the way it is?
It is going to be removed.
So for the concern of the residents, there's going to be no more concern about standing water, frogs, overgrown, smell, whatever the case is from the pool.
Correct. And I believe in the memorandum from your zoning officer, there was an application filed for the demolition of the pool already as well.
So where that pool originally was, is that now going to be taken up by the proposed addition, or is there going to be an area that where the pool was, is it going to be grass? Is it going to be landscape? Is it just going to be concrete? Like, what is going to go where the existing pool is?
That's a good question. So where the pool is today will be lawn area.
Lawn.
Once it's removed, correct.
Okay.
So, sorry, so that doesn't matter whether this plan is approved or not, but the pool is going to be closed.
It's going to be
removed.
Removed, not closed. Removed.
I said it an hour ago.
Right.
Okay. So for anybody concerned about the pool, just know that based on this application, that there will be full removal of the pool, and it will be covered, replaced with lawn, right? Is that correct?
That is correct.
And what? I didn't hear what you said after that.
Oh, that is correct.
Oh, that's correct. Sorry, I thought you said something else. Okay, thank you.
So just to finish off, I guess the applicant mentioned that right now they have 11 residents, 5 caregivers, maybe a nurse on staff, and that visitors come in, more so on the weekends than during the week. So yes, I can confirm to you that there's a lot of traffic going in and out. And as I had mentioned previously, we have people parking in front of our home, across the street. We have caregivers going in and out of there. Yes, there's a lot of traffic. We've had ambulances come in more recently, and I know that 3 residents is not a huge addition, but it will certainly increase that traffic that is already existing. If you think of those 11 residents and the families that come and visit them, plus the staff, it does create a bit of chaos. On top of it, they added a little rooster. I know they're getting rid of the frogs and so on, but there's a rooster that's been there waking us up.
A rooster?
A rooster, yes. A rooster. Okay. So that's been an interesting addition. And personally, I am just for all those reasons, and because one day I will have to move out of there, I will be too old, I would like to move somewhere close to my kids. When I resell that property, I'm not sure that I will get the right value due to these neighbors. So I'm against it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Somebody else that has not spoken yet, if you'd like to come up? Ma'am, or she stood up first, so.
Just a show of hands, how many more people want to speak? I got 1, 2, 3. Well, we're going to let everybody speak first. All right, okay.
Ma'am,
All right.
hi.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Tracy Seiden, Seiden, and I live at 6 Fetter Court. So in
Let
perspective...
me swear you, ma'am, please raise your right hand. Swear to tell
sorry.
the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So in perspective, if you're looking at the house, I live diagonally across the street on Vetter, so on the cul-de-sac. The rooster is annoying, but I can deal with that. But other than that, I have a question. What exactly are we voting for then today? Like, why did we show up? Because if you, let me just finish my question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If in fact the pool can be closed without anybody's consent, right, because other than just zoning, okay, but now...
Why are we here?
Why are we...
Why are we here? Let me respond.
Okay.
The reason we are here, okay, is because in every zone, in every town in New Jersey, there are bulk standards, such as the size of the lot depth, minimum lot width, front yard setbacks, side yard setbacks, rear yard setbacks, all right, things such as that, all right, lot coverage. In this particular zone, they conform with all of the bulk requirements with one exception, that being building coverage, all right? So the building coverage. In other words, only a certain percentage of your property can be covered by a building. The maximum that's permitted in the zone is 15%. The house itself, which was built, I don't know when.
Yeah, it's the original.
Exceeded the 15%. It's actually at 19% now, 18.9%. So it already exceeds the coverage. That's what we call a pre-existing condition. By building this addition, they're exceeding that, and the lot coverage is going up to 23%. So this board has to make a determination of whether or not a bulk variance should be granted for exceeding that lot coverage.
Okay, because I have a question. My mom's been in a facility. My mom passed away. She also had Alzheimer's, and she was in a facility that was definitely much bigger than what's here now. But there is things that now I question. If this is a memory care facility, my mom, where she lived, had 20-foot fence. Why? Because residents escape. My mom was in her 80s and could probably still climb the fence. So you have a 6-foot fence here. What is it going to then be? Is it going to be like they'll come like in a year from now and say, well, now we need to raise the fence to 20 feet?
No, we don't do that. Okay,
I'm just saying because it is a memory care facility.
But let me
experience
explain. The maximum fence height that's permitted in every residential zone, pretty much in New Jersey, 6 feet.
6 feet.
That's it.
Okay,
So if you want to go to 8 feet, you need to get a variance for that.
I mean, I just feel like because we put an addition in our house and we didn't have to clear with anybody because we stayed within our zone. We didn't create a big mansion for my home. So at this point, I'm like, why do they need it if there's only going to increase their footprint of people by 2? Why do you need this bigger facility? And yes, you can build elevators because my mom lived in a 2-story facility. There was elevators there. Each side of the wing had elevators. I don't know, like in terms of staff, the parking lot where my mom lived was full because there's staff for all. You needed to have staff for everybody. And my mom's unit, or I should say her wing, had 13 people. There was 5 nurses there. I don't see, like I walk my dog at night, I don't see the cars there, so I'm like, so are there people living there? Because I don't see anybody, unless they're being Ubered here. I don't see them in like at 11, 12 o'clock at night. Now, I don't get, thank God, the visual that woman gets, thank God, but at the same time, I'm thinking, if you have constant people coming, and let me not even get you started on how fast people drive on Aaron Road, when does it stop? Like, when does the next thing stop? Because I don't believe that it stops at 14, as you say, because he turned around and said, well, we can double up the rooms. We can then request a new license.
He can't double up. He's limited to 15 residents.
I know, but you say that now.
No, that's a state law.
And the reason I say this is because when Henny sold his property,
Right.
he did the same thing. He sent out all these documents. You have to come. And he was going for judgeship. I was one of the few people that vouched for him with the FBI.
I'm just curious, who was the judge? Who was it? Wait, spell his last name. I'm just curious.
Henny Malway. Malway, right? M-A-L-W-A-Y, something like that.
And where is he a judge? Oh, Hunt. All right, so that's why I don't know him. Okay, never
So
mind.
he is the original, like his parents owned the home from the Vetters, who was the
I just was curious.
original builders.
I think.
And a lot of it is, so we did this. He subdivided his property, and we were all good with it, and the property line came up to the pool. So that's why we know, like, there's not much space from that pool to that fence.
I think, again, and I'll just say it again, I understand everybody's concern. But as Larry said, is that we are only here, our purview is based on the application for any addition, like if it was anybody else's addition. So, though I understand your concern,
my concern is, like, listen, tomorrow they want to make it a different kind of home. There's nothing I can do about it. Does it affect my property value? Absolutely. Because today it's a memory care facility, tomorrow it could be a runaway home. God knows what else it could be down the road. Bottom line is, if you make it bigger, then there's a bigger business. And more business, more people, more traffic. Meanwhile, I moved into suburbia to escape it, and this is not granting me that.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Anybody else who has not spoken yet, if you'd like to come up, if you can raise your hand. Ma'am.
Okay. And then this
And
gentleman.
then, sir, you can come next.
My name is Carol A. Nacky Smith. It's spelled Natkie-Smith.
Okay.
I live at 1312 Aaron Road, right across the street. Before this gentleman moved in, the other people who had the facility had parking all in front of the house. My daughter couldn't even sleep in the bedroom anymore. We knew Hani and his family. They were very nice. We did sign, like you said, the paperwork so that he could subdivide. So he subdivided. That was the state involved there too, I guess? Or was it the town?
Well, the subdivision probably went to the planning board. It wouldn't have come to this board.
Right, it's not in front of us.
Yeah, it was not.
It wasn't you either, it was the
No,
state.
it would have gone to the planning board.
Does anybody know if we can go to the state and have it changed, or we're stuck with this? Is that what it is? And property taxes, will the state give us a break on our property taxes? Because we probably won't make it up when we sell our homes now.
I can't answer that for you.
I can't answer that either. I don't think anybody on this board can.
As far as the state, you're defending the state. My daughter took over a daycare center, and she's wondering what was wrong with it. It had 18 violations, and the state allowed it for a long time. My daughter cleaned up 16 of them, and then they had a leak in the ceiling, and they decided to close it. So as far as the state's concerned, I think we all should probably contact the state. There's nothing, we didn't even know it was sold to this gentleman here. I had no idea. And I live right across the street. So even though we pay property taxes, there's nobody representing us at all.
Well, listen, you could certainly file a tax appeal. You'd have to do it by next March, end of next March. If you feel your property value has gone down based on what your assessment is, you have the right to file a tax appeal. That's the only recourse you would have.
Okay. And it would stop. Yeah, it's just bizarre. It's like everybody said, it's families, and it's not family, and it was a family judge that created this hot mess. So I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, would you like to come up? Yeah, if you'd like to come up. If you could just state your name and your address.
Yes, Jerry Brinker, Brinker. The address is 20 Vetter Court.
Okay.
We've been living there.
Swear you in. Let me swear you in if you don't mind.
Yep.
Please. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
We've been living there for 38 years, and we're sad to see something like this occur. But I had a question with regard to the driveways. Are there any other, is there going to be any expansion of the driveway? Will there be any access to the addition from Vetter Court?
Yeah, so there is a minor expansion right here in the dark gray area towards the front by Aaron Road.
I can't see that. Is that on Aaron Road or Vetter Court?
Yeah, I can either bring it to you or have a small little exhibit I'll hand to you. But to answer the second part of the question, there is no proposed driveway that will go to Vetter Court. So this little gray area right there.
So where is this?
Vetter Court, Aaron Road, this is the existing driveway.
So this is the driveway. So are there going to be any changes on this driveway?
There's a reduction. They're taking out a little bit of pavement in the back where that pink is, and then the gray is additional pavement. So there's going to be a net decrease of pavement.
The other question is, what are they going to do with the hole that will take place when the swimming pool is removed?
I think he testified that it will be filled, it will be now landscape and lawn, so grass.
Correct. It will be filled in and it will be a lawn area, so it'll be flat.
And just to expand a little bit further on the lady who mentioned why we are here, I'm not quite sure what the purpose is that we are serving.
Well, the purpose is that this board has to consider any request for a bulk variance. So when, I'm not going to simplify it, but when someone applies for a building permit to do construction on their house, it goes to our engineering department, and if they determine that you need a bulk variance, you have to come in front of this board. So obviously that's what happened. They submitted plans to the town. The town looked at it and said, oh, you're now going to be exceeding the lot coverage, building coverage, and therefore you have to go in front of the Zoning Board of Adjustment to get a variance. So this board deals with granting use variances, which is not the case this evening because this is a permitted use in this zone, but we also deal with bulk variances, which are variances that are a deviation from what the bulk standards are in a particular zone.
Thank you. We have nothing further.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before you come up, is there anybody else that has not spoken yet?
All right.
Okay. So I see that there's...
Ma'am, do you want to speak?
Oh, go ahead, ma'am.
And folks, just so you know, I think we've gotten the flavor of what your concerns are, so I don't know if what you're going to say is going to be of any relevance, but all right, that's okay. All right, go ahead. Ma'am, what...
So mine is not going to be relevant either. Okay?
No, that's okay. I didn't say that because we haven't spoken.
Okay? Yes, Pearl Brinker. I'm on 20 Vetter Court.
All right,
Right.
ma'am, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes,
help
I
you God?
do.
Thank you.
I agree with my husband in reference to, I don't understand why we're here. What is it that the residents can say to stop you from doing this? Is there anything that we can say? We have no say?
No, I didn't say
Because
that.
right now, they apply, they are okay within whatever you seem to decide on. So why are we here then? Why do we not have a say in what happens in our neighborhood?
You do have a
We're going
say,
to have
ma'am.
more parking issues, we're going to have more trash issues, we're going to have all of these things that are going to happen. Of course, our real estate values are going to go down, and we have no say in this. So what is the purpose of coming here? It's almost like having an AI building come, and we can't do anything about it, or anything else. So I don't really understand what is going on here.
All right.
Not one of you would like to have this particular house on your neighborhood, right across the street from you, not one of you. Okay, so don't tell me that you would, because that is not true. Okay? So in reference to that, I really don't understand what is going on here. The people should have a say in something.
All right, let me respond if I can.
Can
all
I
right?
say something to
Yeah, no, let me respond, Mr. Policastro. You do have a say. Obviously, there's quite a turnout here of residents who live in the neighborhood who are obviously very concerned and upset about this application. Certainly, the board takes that into consideration. In addition, there are already, and believe me, no one has made a decision on this application yet. This has to be determined by this board based on the testimony that came from their witnesses and certainly the testimony from the public. If, in fact, this board does act favorably on it, there are going to be a number of conditions that are going to be imposed. I've already mentioned what those would be. And by the way, those conditions are there to make sure that the impact of what occur, if it is approved, will not be detrimental upon the neighbors. All right, that's what this board does. This is the great thing about a democracy. You can come down here, you can voice your objection, all right, and this board will make a determination. These members here don't get paid. They're volunteers. They're here for the betterment of North Brunswick. So, I'm glad everyone is here this evening, and I'm glad you're voicing your concerns. And there has been, there will be a decision ultimately made. And it may not be made tonight. All right, so.
Well, it sounds like you're making choices on, well, we're going to do this for you and this for you, but you're not going to make the decision on not giving them this addition.
If in fact they have.
That's what we want.
All right,
and that's what we would like to have. And I don't know what it is that I can say to you that is going to make you go down that pathway.
Well, this board will make a determination based upon what the law is, not emotion, what the law is. There are legal standards that must be applied in granting a bulk variance. There are legal standards that must be applied when granting a use variance. All right, and I will advise this board again as to what those legal standards are before they make a decision on this application.
Well, is there legal standards with parking, with having...
No, actually, I'm glad you raised parking.
Nature, and all those things that you have too much parking, too many visitors coming, too many things of that nature.
Mrs. Brinker, you brought up a good point about parking, all right? And I will tell the members of the board, and I will also tell the members of the public, when we're dealing with parking, there is a state statute called the Residential Site Improvement Standards. We call it the RSIS. It determines how many off-street parking spaces you must provide with any residential development. So, for instance, if you're building a four-bedroom house, the RSIS tells you you need to have X number of spaces. Now, you're not going to like what I'm going to say next, but a group home, a home for mentally challenged individuals, a group home for drug rehab, a group home for memory care is exempt from the residential site improvement standards. So they don't have to provide, believe it or not, they don't have to provide the same number of parking as if you were building a brand new 4 or 5 bedroom house on this lot. It's exempt from the residential site improvement standards. Now, in this particular application, they are providing, I think, 4 parking spaces, but I can't require them to provide any number of parking spaces.
And the idea with the trash is the same thing. Having them put it into their house, big deal. You'll still have rodents, okay? That is not a solution. That's just not a solution.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Right.
Sir? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
You could just give your name and your address, please, and then be sworn
Okay,
in.
my name is Roland Birkabetz. My address is 8 Vetter Court.
Sir, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I moved to Vetter Court about 5 years ago, roughly about 6 or so. And the whole purpose of me moving there was for my family to have a residential area that my kids will grow, and with no issues, no commercial site. I do respect, the fact that they have a home, a residential home for elderly, because we all have to one day cross that path, okay? Whether we healthy or not healthy, but we do have to cross the elderly path, and we have to respect the value on that. But my concern is that you stated that the limit was what? In terms of the variation is 15. Is that correct?
Yeah.
15.
Lot coverage is 15, is the
The
max.
coverage, the lot coverage is 15, but within, I think, the building or so, I've exceeded the limit
Well, when the
to
house,
19.
when the house was built, it exceeded
It
the
already
15.
exceeded.
Yeah.
To 19,
To 19. yeah.
right? Which within the law, they've exceeded the limit. And now they are asking for extension of 22, I think about 22 points,
Almost 23.
almost 23. But they've already exceeded when the building was built. If we're going based on the law, there should be no addition because they've already exceeded that amount.
Well, that's,
Because this is what it's based on, right? It's about lot. We're not looking into into the inconvenience of a neighborhood that is going to be heavily, traffic, as some of the members have said here, some of the residents have said that it's going to be inconvenience, which if my kids are playing outside, I have to worry about the traffic, even though I'm not directly impacted because I'm on 8 Vetter Court, but those areas are going to be used as a result of that. We're not even talking about rodents, because at least there was a suggestion made that it will go down in the basement. But going down in the basement does not eliminate the problem that it's still going to be rodents because they will know how to find it. But if we go based on the law, they've already exceeded, the previous owner have already exceeded 19.
right. And by the way, it's the applicant's burden of proof to convince this board that a variance should be granted for that.
No, which I understand, I'm not in any position. I'm just going based on the law. The limit was 15, and the owner exceeded it to 19, which, whatever it is, I wasn't here. But now, I extended it to 22. And then there will be another request, if there is, because it says what, 15? The limit is 15 rooms or so, or space? Residents, right?
Okay.
That's
Thank
all.
you, sir. Sir?
Hi, my name is Adam Stein. I live at 6 Vetter Court.
Yep, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so
I
help you
do.
God? Thank you.
My question is for the board. You've heard the 10 or so houses around this that obviously strictly object. What are the types of things you're going to evaluate in order to approve this variance? What counterweights everything everybody says tonight? What goes into your thinking?
Here's the problem tonight, and I'm going to mention it to the applicant. I haven't heard any planning testimony. You need to either demonstrate that you're entitled to a C1 hardship variance or a C2 flexible variance. I have not heard one iota of any testimony regarding planning testimony. And I will tell you that there are two, in order to prove a C variance, which is a bulk variance, you either have to show it under hardship, which is based on an unusual configuration of the property, topography, et cetera, layout of the lot that you're entitled to relief, or what's called a C2 flexible C2 variance, that the benefits outweigh any detriments with respect to the granting of the variance.
So do the
And there's
benefits
ways
here-
of
what are the
proving
benefits
that,
that'll
but you generally need planning testimony to do that.
So they didn't have any tonight?
They don't have it tonight,
Okay.
all right? Whether they decide to come back here with planning testimony, that's their prerogative.
So they have to show there's an unusual hardship why they need.
Well, it's either a C1 or a C2.
Right. And the benefits of their business have to outweigh all of our grievances. And that's what you're going to decide.
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to have to make a pretty strong case, I would think.
Well, that's a determination they will have to make.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Let's do this. Let's take Mr. Chairman, with your permission, let's take a 5-minute break.
Yeah, I think we need to. So it is 8:40. Why don't we come back here at 8:45? Based on the clock?
8:46.
8:46. It's switched over. 8:46 now. planning. So right now, we have nothing on. Okay.
All right, so what we're going to do is this, and sir, you want to talk? Sure. I guess we haven't closed the public portion.
Yeah, not yet.
So I'll let you be the last individual for tonight.
It's been a long night, but I just have one thing to say.
Sure.
Okay?
Let me, your name for the record, sir.
Thomas Pawn, construction official for the Township of North Brunswick, and also the owner of 5 Vetter Court.
Okay. All right.
Want me
Swear to tell the
swear in?
truth? I'll swear you
I swear
in.
to tell the truth.
Since you're not in your...
Nothing but the truth.
You're not in your official capacity.
Okay, now, I appreciate the fact that they want an adjournment, but also, there's an agreement, and I just want to ask a question, and I think I know the answer. Was anybody on the board in 2011 that's here tonight?
I do believe that I was on the board.
You were? Okay.
I believe I was.
Okay, so the agreement was...
Was it planning board or zoning board, Tom?
Zoning.
Was it zoning? Okay, yeah, sure.
But I just want to discuss the agreement about this in-ground pool.
Yep.
I'm the owner of 5 Vetter Court. This pool is partly on my
You've got an
property.
easement. There's a pool easement.
It's an easement.
Correct.
Okay. So now tonight, I can appreciate the fact that they want an adjournment. But I have issued a demolition permit to take out this in-ground pool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to have this thing done, just to go into the record, this has to be done. It's not discretionary.
I agree.
Because what the attorney representing Mr. Wolf said is that the approval of the addition would facilitate the removal of this pool. And it's not discretionary. It's in black and white. It was approved. And it says that the applicant, going back to 2011, if this pool is abandoned, the use of the pool, they shall be required to remove the entire pool, the apron to the pool, on both properties, 1313 Aaron Road and my property, 5 Vetter Court, and not merely leave the pool structure in place and fill it in with dirt. They want it gone completely, so I issued a permit. So I just would like to have this moved up.
What,
the demolition of the pool.
Oh, the demolition, well...
Yeah, I don't want, in other words, to explain it correctly, I don't want the demolition of the pool held up because of the addition, because I know he's my neighbor, Mr. Wolf, and what he would like to do, we discussed this, to save some money, he would like to wait until the addition is approved, get a permit, construction permit for the addition, then go to work on the addition and fill in the pool with the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been able to use this part of paying taxes, my wife and I, on this property, that about 8-10 foot of property that we haven't used for 12 years. So in all fairness, I just want this to move forward, to have Mr. Wolf to agree to demolish this pool immediately.
I think...
He has a permit that's been issued. Okay. Legally, he can do the pool.
Sal, do you want to just comment on that?
I mean, Mr. Wolf has been very accommodating whenever we ask him to do something. I mean, I, as the zoning officer, can enforce the conditions of the resolution and give, some time to demolish that pool. I can enforce that.
So you, as a zoning officer, can enforce that outside of the decision of this board, correct? I mean, as soon as possible, right? Based on whenever Mr. Pond is asking for, almost immediately.
Now, prior to Mr. Wolf taking ownership of the property, I have a good rapport with him. We have a good relationship. We're neighbors. But prior to this, I issued numerous UCC violations that I enforced for unsafe structures for this pool.
To the judge.
Zoning has been over there. It hasn't gone to court. I mean,
no, he was a judge, wasn't he?
But at the same time, the pool is dangerous.
It's
It
dangerous.
has no cover.
I agree. Yeah.
It has water in the bottom. If somebody goes in there, this is what we do. It's all about life safety.
Yeah.
So this, to me, I hope I'm
let
stating
me-
this so anybody. So go ahead.
Let me make it clearer.
Yes.
Under Section 75 of the Municipal Land Use Law, NJSA 40:55D-75, the filing of a land use application to a zoning board or planning board does not stay the enforcement of a life safety hazard. So if this is a life safety hazard, it has to be abated. And the mere fact that there's an application in front of the zoning board doesn't provide any delay in that happening, so.
So can we get a commitment
Well, I don't
tonight
think
from
you need a
Mr.
commitment. I
Wolf
think
as
these-
far as like when,
I think
the
that
time
goes
frame
back to
for the
Mr.
removal of the pool?
I think the state law is quite clear, and Mr. Profaci, through his department, can
Enforce that.
enforce it, so. All right,
Okay,
all right,
thank you.
thank you. Ma'am, I think we're gonna close the public portion because we're gonna adjourn it. But let me just make an announcement, all right? So, based on council's representation, you'd like to come back at our next hearing, which would be July 22nd. You're going to address some of the concerns that were raised this evening. All right, so this hearing will be carried to our next zoning board application, which will be on, I said the 22nd, July 21st, Tuesday, July 21st at 7 p.m. You will not receive any further notice. So I'm giving you your notice right now, verbally. So if you want to appear
21st.
and speak during the public portion at that hearing, you can do so. That will be on Tuesday, July 21st at 7 p.m. in this room. Okay?
All right. Can I get a motion from the board to close the public portion?
Motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All right, thank you. So, if I could just also now get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Jonathan. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Everybody, we will see you back here if you choose to come on the 21st of July. Until then, have a good night.
Excuse me, I have a question. I might be on a business trip overseas.
Thank you.
Come on up, come on up.